Hey guys, welcome back to Dating Doc TV. My name is Nadia, and we have Tony back in the house.
Back in the house.
So excited to have him back. How do you feel, Tony?
Feeling good. Let's get this thing going.
Awesome. I know you guys are super excited to see our blind date later. So I want you to stay tuned because we have a promo code for you to use for tomorrow's event, okay? Speed dating event tomorrow at Blush. Stay tuned for the promo code so that way you can get $10 off your ticket, okay? Stay tuned so you can figure out what that code is. Use it for your ticket tomorrow. Alrighty, it is November 1st. Did you have a good Halloween?
Oh, yeah. More tricking than treating, but I was good for it.
Did you dress up?
Yeah, you know what? I've been doing somebody else all year, so I just thought, go for myself and surprise people.
Oh, here we go. Tony has them yokes. Here we go. So, today we're getting into Snuggle season. We're getting into
there it is.
our blind date that's going to happen. And we're also getting into one more topic throughout the show. You're going to be able to hear from each guest, okay? Each guest that we have here that's going to be on the date, okay? You're going to see them. They're going to do an interview, one with me and one with Tony. And then they're going to come on and they're going to do their thing. Don't worry, Tony and I will still be here. We'll be helping dictate what's happening and the questions, making sure they stay blindfolded, they don't cheat, okay? So that's what we got going on today. Alrighty. From here, I just want to remind you guys, promo code is coming up later. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, stick around for that. Don't go nowhere.
Alrighty. Well, it's time for Tony to leave.
But I'll be back. So
He will be back though, okay? He will be back. But it's time for us to bring in our guest number one.
Hi.
Hello. So, who do we have here today?
Can I say my name?
You can say your name now.
It's Amy.
So we have Amy here getting ready to potentially see who is behind the blindfold if he's here. Maybe he's not here. I don't know. You won't know. We won't know until, that part of the segment anyway. So getting into it. So it's getting cold, right? It's definitely not Texas hot anymore. So this is the time when people start to feel a little lonely because this is what people start calling snuggle season because people are getting cold and lonely, so they want someone to cuddle with. It's as plain and simple as that.
I don't necessarily call it snuggle season. I call it cold hand season because my hands get very frigid with this weather, and I sometimes may need a warmer body to put them on to warm them up. I hate to admit it.
So you're saying you want a body heater during this time of year?
I'm just saying I dislike being cold.
That is a fair statement. But that's what I'm saying. During this time of year when it's, snuggle season is prevalent, it's just like, oh, I need that, like you're saying, that extra body of warmth. Whether it's a girl or a guy, you're just like, I want a partner. I want to be with someone. Even if you're not really thinking about, oh, it's because I want to date them. It's more like, well, we can do things, it's cold outside and, we have each other to warm each other up. Wink, wink. Just kidding. But, things like that, I feel like it's just very easy in this time of year to feel lonely.
I believe that it is because there's a lot of fun festivities that people like to go to, like apple picking or even the pumpkin patches. And I don't think people like to feel awkward doing those activities alone, especially when you are watching other people or families, couples, even just two friends enjoying that time together. So I can relate to it. I don't know if it would necessarily be my first preference to, cuddle up to somebody out of desperation, but I can relate to it.
You can relate to cuddling or no?
I would just say that my Snuggle season probably occurred earlier this year. I enjoyed it while it lasted, and then it ended, and I just did some hard reflection of it just takes a special type of person to fill that spot in my life.
Right, as it should be, right? Whether it's you or someone else, for sure. You definitely want to feel that spark. You want to feel special, vice versa. I'm sure the other person also wants to feel the same way. So during this time of year, it's no surprise that, dating kind of spikes up as people are like, as many memes as there are about people who are like, oh, I'm selling myself for Thanksgiving, like a Thanksgiving day, like, for like $150, I'll be your date, and then for maybe like $200, I'll be your date, and I'll have a cute story to tell your parents.
Where are those ads happening? I have not seen them.
So I feel like, they're only on memes, right? That's one part. I was like, they're probably memes for a reason, but I'm sure they still get hits regardless.
They probably do.
I feel like whether people just want to ask them about it or they're like genuinely interested, and I feel like it's vice versa. I always see a lot on the men's side, but I wouldn't be surprised if women also did it too. Like, oh, I'll be your date at your parents' house for Thanksgiving, and etc. for a price tag.
The Hallmark Channel has made many movies referencing a holiday, so it seems to be a streamline around this season.
Yes, there was a really super cute movie on Netflix that came out. I think they're making a part 2. I actually genuinely liked that movie. It was super cute. But the whole basis of that movie was, the same thing. It was like around the holidays, especially the girl. She was like feeling like lonely and kind of like, I want to date, maybe not. What if I just use this guy to just, kind of temporarily fill the void? And then obviously, it turns into like, I like him. He likes me. I guess this is more than a holiday. Which I feel like that's what people are hoping for. Like people are hoping for during this time of year, that it transitions into something more. Because I feel like, not that it's happened to me that many times where I'm going to these events and then I just feel so outcasted for whatever reason of like, oh, it's New Year's and I'm alone, or it's, Thanksgiving and I'm alone, or it's Christmas time and I'm alone. I don't know. I've never really felt that way during those times of year. Like I feel like that's not the first thing I'm thinking about, but obviously I'm not speaking for everyone.
I think I look more for somebody who I enjoy spending time with, not necessarily that specific cuddle buddy. And if I enjoy somebody's company, I am more than willing to invite them to my holiday season activities.
So what entails them to join you on holiday festivities versus just being a cuddle buddy?
Ooh. I hadn't even thought about that. That's a great question. I think it has to do with physical chemistry. If the physical chemistry is there, I might consider them as a cuddle buddy or somebody that I would allow in that close personal space. But like you, I would invite you to a family get together. I would not cuddle with you. And I think that's the distinct difference. So that's kind of where the boundary is for me. And I think for everybody, it's different.
No, yeah, exactly. So that's why, during this time of year there's definitely like a separation of, I'm okay with being by myself. And then there's another part of people that are actually like, it's not okay. I'd prefer to have somebody with me, or I'd prefer not to, be alone. Or, sometimes when people get older, they always bring up the story of my parents bug me all the time about why I don't have a date or why I don't have somebody. And I just feel maybe I haven't gotten to that point yet, but but it seems like on the other side, it's slightly can get irritating of like, why don't you have someone, or why are you alone? And then it comes into like, well, my daughter, my son, they're great. And it's like, I wasn't asking to get, matched up with someone. I just wanted to eat some turkey.
See, it's a bit different. So I would be perfectly okay inviting somebody to join my family, but there are instances where I'm just like, why? This is weird to be invited to somebody else's holiday. And I don't know where that difference is for me on what I would allow. Does that make sense?
Sort of, but I feel like you could get into it a little deeper. Your answer is just a little deeper. For all our watchers, they want to know the real Amy as much as they can
The real me?
in 10 minutes.
I don't know if they can handle the real me in 10 minutes. You know, I'm a very open person, and I allow people to see my quirky side and be a part of my life. You know, once I vet them a little bit, but might be a little bit weird for me to attend somebody else's family event just because I can control the environment when it's facilitated at my place, but I don't know what I'm getting into when it's at theirs.
Fair, that's fair. Because I feel like if you're bringing them into your home, then yeah, you already know the kind of environment you bring them into. Versus if it's the other way around and you're like, I'm just here. At least that's how I would feel. I'd be like, I'm just here, and you know, I kind of showed up and like, so where's the food? Do you need help? Do you want me to help bring the turkey
That's
out?
what I end up doing. Usually, if I go to somebody's house that I don't know, I'm like, hey, how can I support you right now? It seems really overwhelming.
I know. I was thinking about that. It's like, I'm so thankful for the invite, but you know, I don't want to feel like I'm just laying there watching TV or something. Like I can totally help you.
I clean up the whole kitchen after the event, so I am accepting invitations to Thanksgiving this year
To help you clean up.
I know for the food, but then like the reciprocity part of it is cleaning up the kitchen for everybody.
You're like, just remember the way that you burn calories afterwards is that you get up, take your dish over and wash it.
I've also switched to paper plates or like the trays so that you can divvy up the food and then just take it to go.
Oh, perfect. And then there's less dishes involved.
Yes, I have streamlined the Thanksgiving process. Hey, we're glad that you're here for 2 hours. We're grateful for it. Now, please leave.
So when you're packing leftovers, is that the bye or you should leave?
It's more eloquently phrased at the time and not so much on the spot.
Because I feel like if someone was started handing me like to-go plates or, you know, to-go drink, that's like, I feel like that's my, you know, hey, you can leave now. Like, even if they didn't say it, I feel like that's definitely like the insinuation, like, you should leave.
I think
Thanks for coming.
It's definitely a life skill to be able to learn how to read the room.
100%. Same thing with people.
Yes, absolutely.
Same thing with people, because I feel sometimes even when I'm just, you know, a bystander at a coffee shop or a restaurant and I witness an awkward date happening in real time, and I can see that from a distance because I'm not blind and they're not that far, and it's like even just like the eye test, the eye witness, even if I'm not even hearing what they're actually saying, I could just see the reaction, see their, you know, what's happening in the body language, and that says everything.
Can I share a little secret about being nervous tonight for this blind matchmaking?
Please, our viewers would love to hear your experience.
So I have been on one blind date before, and it was the first date that I ever went on in my life. The food was delicious, but the activity that this person had planned, unbeknownst to me, was people watching at this mall. So I enjoyed dinner. I had gotten dressed up. It was on Valentine's Day of all the days to go on a first date. And then
That's a lot of pressure.
It was. But I didn't know what to do because we walked through this mall and I was like, oh, what's the activity? Are we doing like putt-putt or bowling? And they're like, no, we're going to sit right over there on that bench and we're just going to watch people walk by. And we did that for about 30 to 45 minutes because I did not know how to exit that situation.
Should have been like, is this ASMR or just like us giving us like little tiny comments?
Yeah.
You should have been like, do you have a microphone? And we can just make side comments like, wow, I love that jacket. Or, wow, that person
trying
looks
to
like
be
they're
a
happy.
humble guest, and I don't think I went on a second date with that person. And I now have not expectations, but requirements when I go on dates
That we're not going to people watch?
we're just not going to be anywhere near benches. I'm a little traumatized by it.
No benches, so no parks. Parks
As long
have
as there's
benches.
no benches, just we can go for a walk at the park,
You're like, but we're not sitting.
but not sitting.
Yeah, that is wild. I couldn't imagine that would be the, you know, the instance of the day. Just, we're going to sit on this bench, we're going to people watch, and that's that. I feel like if there was like some commentary going back and forth between the both of y'all, that it would be like slightly entertaining.
There was not.
But
it was very.
completely mute.
It was.
That is like another story. Alrighty, so I did say there was another topic we were going to get into, and it's called cookie jarring, okay? Cookie jarring, if you don't know what it is, cookie jarring is the concept of basically having another backup. So basically, essentially, you have your person now, and then you just can dip into the cookie jar, and you got another, So it's like you always have reserves, essentially. And I feel like during this time of year, it's really easy to have reserves, especially during the holidays. You're like, well, maybe Thanksgiving date didn't work out, but you know what? Maybe the Christmas date did.
Yeah, when people are vulnerable and hungry in multiple ways.
That's what I'm saying. That's why dating spikes up so much during this time. And it's not even because of, the obvious, which is the holidays. It's also because of people get lonely, temperatures drop, they get cold, they want to be warmed up, they want to feel special. And then also it doesn't help if they have a lot of friends that are also in relationships.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because it's one thing when it's you personally, and then it's another thing when you have a lot of friends or you're surrounded by a lot of people who are in relationships, and then you're always that one oddball.
I am that one oddball, and I do get invited. I just didn't.
I feel like it gets old really fast. Like you just always feeling like the
I
oddball.
thought that they genuinely enjoyed my company, and now reflecting back on it, I wonder if it was like a pity invitation.
Oh no.
But you know what? I cleaned up the kitchen, so it was okay.
They were like, but Amy always cleans up the kitchen. She's great to have around. For sure. But yeah, I mean, that's what cookie jarring is in a nutshell. I was like, you don't have to say it explicitly, but have you ever been in that kind of situation?
I have not been the hand going into the cookie jar, but I have been in the cookie jar before, and it did not feel super great. And then it started this whole path of submarining. That's a whole different topic you can get into. It's when somebody just resurfaces and then dips back down and then shows back up.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like it simultaneously goes with ghosting, and that's like not okay. Like
no,
it's not okay.
So I've been in the cookie jar. I've been out of the cookie jar, but I've never been that hand. That's not my characteristic to just dip in when it's convenient and I guess play the field that way. So
for sure. I know the term cookie jar. It sounds funny, but that's essentially what's happening.
My grandma had a cookie jar, and I don't think I'll ever think of it the same way now after this conversation.
You really shouldn't. You should be like, Grandma, how many boyfriends did you ever have at once?
No, I loved going over to my grandma's house because she always had cookies in the cookie jar, and that's almost like a tainted memory now.
Alrighty, well, this was Amy here. Okay, this is our female guest. Thank you for coming on, Amy. So it's our time to step out, and we're going to bring back in Tony and the male guest, and they're going to get into it. Same topics we did, but you're going to hear it from the male perspective.
You're not going to tell me his name, are you?
Oh my gosh, no, I'm not going to tell you his name. Oh my gosh, no, but it feels like I know this person, and I just feel like it's going to slip out at any moment, and I'm like, no, you cannot know the name. You will.
I want to.
Soon. You will know soon. So it's time for us to step out, and Tony and his guest will come in. Alrighty, okay, Amy.
Welcome to the testosterone. Oh, my bad. All right, let's wave some of this estrogen out of the room. Let's get some testosterone.
You can smell
going.
it.
No, I'm playing. You can tell. No, I'm playing. Oh my God. So now that we're back, we've been having a good time backstage, just chatting it up, talking and everything like that. And so this is also for y'all too. I don't want y'all to feel left out. I'm gonna ask him as well. So, what? Now that we're coming into like snuggle season and all that, there was a term that's been brought up, and I hadn't really heard in a long time. And so, when's the last time, or if this is the first time, have you ever heard the term cookie jarring?
I have not heard of the term cookie jarring until about 2 minutes ago.
Okay.
Until about 2 minutes ago.
All right, so I asked him this backstage, and I was like, yo, man, I'm going to ask you this question. I'm just going to, flat out ask, but I was like, let me let you know, it's not me trying to come on to you, nothing like that. It's just, it's no download, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? No rainbow flag stuff. This is just a term. And so for those of y'all that don't know what this is, cookie jarring is when you do a little dating, but you don't make no serious commitments. You just you go in the cookie jar, you go back in and out of it. You got a Friday person, a Saturday person. You're not making no serious commitments. You just kind of testing everybody out. And they call it cookie jar, and I don't know why, because I can binge on cookies. And I mean, each Oreo is personal to me.
I mean, you get a good snickerdoodle. Why?
You know what I'm saying?
Why go back for another?
Right, you know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, I guess what they're trying to say is because those sweets are not meals. You know what I mean? So you're not really chowing down on a meal, which would be one person to say, this is what I'm settling for. You sit down for a good dinner, but when it comes down to cookies, you could probably watch TV, walk around the house, whatever, with a cookie in your hand. And so they're saying that around these times, this is what I guess most people do. I thought it was more of a summer thing, me personally, but I guess, now that it's getting a little cold, this is people are testing people out to see. And I get it because, the holidays are coming up, and if you are dating somebody, they would be expecting something. So you're like, all right, who's worth $50? Let me see if $50 worth of a gift. Let me just kind of tip in and out. Ashley could be cool, Janice could be cool, Jennifer could.
Wait,
be all right.
Janice?
You know what I'm saying? He's like, you know what? Let me put her back in the cookie jar.
I think she put me back in the cookie jar.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing too. I was wondering, like, and it's like I said backstage, I think, I'm not trying to be biased or sexist on this, but I do think, women are more prone to doing it than men, only because, we're straight thinkers. Women need options, we like our options, but I think women more than men need their options. You know what I'm saying? And so they like to see if Ken is better than James, and if James is better than Mike, you know what I mean? And so, we don't know it. We're just dating, okay, I'm only free on Saturday, or I'm only free on Friday. Like, all right, cool. I guess I'll show up then, not knowing you're part of this cookie jar experience. And you're getting tested, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I guess it's like, leaving those options. Everyone likes to feel chosen, you know what I mean? So it isn't so bad, as it seems. That's why I said, they asked earlier at the opening of the show, they was like, oh, what you been doing for Halloween? I said, well, I did more tricking than treating, because I was, again, playing pranks and jokes or whatever, having a good time versus, giving out treats, more or less treating someone and you're not even sure if this person sees you as anything valuable. Or am I just another, Wednesday person, a Thursday person? Or do you see any value in me to where, you'll honestly call me back and we'll have, real conversations outside of, what my favorite color is and what my favorite action movie is.
I'm just glad that we have a term for it now, because it's one I think it's one of those things that has kind of gone unnamed. I mean,
Yeah.
we've developed a lot of different terms, added a lot of different words to our lexicon, and now you can sit across the table from someone and say, "Are you cookie jarring me?
Yeah, straight up.
Are you cookie jarring me?
Yeah.
Are you sweet on me?"
Yeah. Because love bombing is a thing. You know what I mean? Love bombing is a thing. You start, and that's why I said that whole treat, the difference between the trick and the treat. You can trick or treat different situations, And you can do it in your career path. A lot of people do it, especially in the bigger cities. Nobody's doing 10 to 20 and trying to get that gold watch anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, look, man, if y'all not giving me a raise in about 2 or 3 years, if we're not talking about something, there's another company that's willing to take me on. And we kind of cookie jar our career. Right. And so it's more or less, like I said, the trick or treat. Do I stick around and keep treating this position or treating the job or treating the relationship or the friendships? I'm treating it by showing up, by giving, by being loyal, being dependable. And then you're like, okay, well, do I get a treat out of this? And if not, then I'm like, okay, well, let's go flip that card and we do the trick side. The trick side is you become a part of my cookie jar experience. That's the trick side of it, Not what hip hop calls tricking. We're not talking about that tricking. So just because anybody was like, "Yo, you tricking?" No, not the hip hop. There's not the hip hop kind. You know what I'm saying? This is grown folks tricking. Grown folks tricking is when I'm trying my options. It's like juggling. You know what I'm saying? I'm like swipping around, I'm juggling my options. So it's like a trick, kids get involved, they're looking, everybody's watching. In this case, it's more like your family and friends, they're watching. As you juggle different careers, as you juggle different people, who's gonna, last another year or two in your life, you're juggling, you got a little trick thing going on. But when it comes down to dating, in that sense, it's the cookie jar motion. You're not ready for a meal. You want a snack, you want something sweet, please me now. I'm not sure if I'll turn this into a meal. I'm lonely, so let's go on a date, and do it for now, and I don't know if it'll last, And so, yeah, like you said, I'm glad we have a term for it now to see what's really going on. Because I'm like, I think, 90s, 2000s, you'd be like, yo, I'm getting played. Well, I don't know you're really getting played, right? We haven't really committed to anything. Nowadays, if your face hasn't hit social media site or the stories, we're not exclusive. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
then we got catfishing.
Oh, man.
Catfishing was a thing.
Can you believe that's still a thing? What are they in season 15? That's crazy. It's still happening. It's crazy. And I mean, the cities are getting smaller. They're going to places I can't even spell these places. I don't think my Apple phone would find these places. I'm like, where are they at now? Steve's going everywhere these days. He's crossing. He went somewhere in a bayou to find some old country dude off some doggone four-wheeler because some girl was dating him for like years. And again, this wasn't a cookie jar situation. It's just, he was like, I'm just a good old, she wanted a country boy, and he was a country boy, but his thing was, he was like, I'm broke. So that's why he couldn't have no cell phone or nothing like that.
How many cookie jars do you think that you've been a part of?
Oh, man, shoot. Probably a good, I'd say about a good 7. You know what I mean? I've been a Oreo, a chocolate chip.
Yeah, been there.
It is just because I didn't know it because my life was pretty busy, and so not knowing it, but I had to catch. You catch patterns really quick. You know what I mean? You get called only on a Friday, only on a Saturday, only after 5, and you start, the pattern starts picking up, and we're like, all right, well, you don't text back at certain times or whatever, and it makes you wonder.
Send me a calendar invite.
You know what I mean? Like, let me know what's up. When are you really free? And so I think what happens is when you get cookie jarred is the ghost moment happens. And you ghosted. You send back something that should have came back.
That's a long moment.
You know what I mean? The text should have came back within 24 hours. It wasn't that deep. It was a good immediate response. And next thing you know, you're like, dang, are you alive? Like, what happened? And you start realizing, like, okay, maybe this is a thing. You start seeing different posts or whatever. No post about anything that y'all talked about. Like I said, especially if they share social media these days, you just start seeing different stuff. And you're like, oh, that was an option. Or you see another picture with somebody else, and you're like, oh, I was the option. I wasn't the main course. And so, you catch that conclusion that maybe you was just an option. And at first I was, get all bitter about it, be on my fresh and fit mode. But, you know what I mean, be all upset.
Well, actually, one of the most wonderful dating experiences that I ever had was I was on a first date with a woman, and it went wonderfully. really great time. The next day, the very, very next day, you know, you're kind of on cloud nine, you know, you get that fuzzy feeling in your stomach, and I get a phone call saying, hey, last night was really great, but I think I've met another guy that I like a little more than you, and that's gonna be it for you and me. And I was like, you know what? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That ain't bad. Ladies, that ain't bad.
Do that.
That's not bad. You know what I mean? I can respect that.
I'm a big boy.
You know what I mean? Most men are pretty big about that. Like they be like, dang, well, okay, well, you know, if it don't work out, call me back. That's mostly what you're gonna get from
My
guys.
feelings ain't hurt because I spent $30 on drinks.
Nah, it's not. I get another check Friday, another 30 can go on somebody else. It's okay. You know what I mean? And like I said, you know, everybody likes their options, but still, you never know where somebody is in their dating journey. I could have all my options, you know, squandered. I could be starting from square one. So it's best, and this is why I always say, I say it all the time, I should put it on a shirt. Things don't go wrong, they start wrong. But if you start honest, you know what I mean? Then there's nothing to worry about. You get your chance back. You can, if the relationship don't, I'm pretty sure if the thing don't work out with the other guy, she could call you back because you like, you know what, I can trust you. Because if something comes up, I know you're going to tell me. I'm not going to feel played, no cookie jar situation. You're going to be all right. But, you know, when somebody's playing games, you know what I mean, and they're not sure, you know, about being honest, and they say, oh, because I had this happen. I was supposed to meet up with this girl. And we were supposed to meet up somewhere, and then next thing you know, like she ghosted. She didn't hit me back. So then she hit me back like 2 months later. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, it was just a lot going on. But by then I already figured it out. I knew what it was. You know, somebody popped up or maybe next came back or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay, it's cool. I never blasted her about it. She was like, man, thank you for being so honest about it. And, you know, be just hush about it because it wasn't cool. And I was like, it's cool. You know, and we just stayed friends. You know what I mean? I didn't really, you know, want to go past that after that. But it was like that she respected my honesty on the situation. You know what I mean? And then I was cool and mature. I was emotionally mature about it. Like, okay, she had something else going on, and we never did meet up. So I was like, okay, cool. If that's the case, like I said, being honest about it, it starts in honesty, then it can end in an honest way. But if it starts ending in lies, then even if something goes good, eventually you got to bring out that truth, that ugly truth that you try to hide, you know, and then you may not have a relationship anymore, which, you know, I'm still watching, you know, Catfish, and that's what normally happens, right? They tell all these wonderful things, and it's like the person was like, dude, I actually liked you. I didn't know that you was, you know, 300 pounds strapped to a chair, but dang, man, I actually liked you. Right. And you could have been just honest about that. We at least could have been friends, but you didn't have to, you know, post Brad Pitt's picture up there and said that it was, you know, this was you. And then I find out, you know, 2 years later, there's something else. It's like, man, if we started honest, it could have built into something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? No,
if you're not who you are on day one, you're not going to be who you are on day 125 or so 365. So just be you from day one.
Yeah, and it's so uncomfortable to put that game on, man. You got to sit there and you got your mask on and you look at your call, you see the phone, you see the person name, you're like, oh man, okay, here we go. I am the CEO of, you know, like, oh man, here we go. If you're just, you know, the floor manager at the call center, cool. That's great. That's not bad. Just be honest. You know what I mean? So that way the person has a chance to build, and that way too, like if they not into managers, at least you know and you won't waste your time, right? But if they totally dig managers and you just tell them right off the bat, like you in the game, you started cool. Yeah, you got some points in it. You know that okay, this is cool. We started right. She actually likes who I am as a person. Cool. So yeah, I dig it. But yeah, this is what people do around this season. I thought it was a city girls thing. I thought it was hot boy summer thing where you just cookie jar because you like.
Wait, when we had a hot boy summer?
Hot boy summer.
When was that?
That was supposed to be spring when them fitness videos came out to get your abs together. To tell you to go out there to the beach.
I missed that one.
So, this super buff guy that's totally on steroids tell you that all you got to do is eat these 5 things or avoid these 5 things and do some sit-ups to get you ready.
I saw that Instagram ad.
Yeah, you'd be like, okay, this is all you got to do. Avoid these 5 foods. You'd be like, all right, yeah, I'm going to get it. Let me get my crunches in. Let me get that Planet Fitness card back up. Let me pay that account so I get back out here and have your little hot boy summer. But I guess, that happens in the winter too, because again, holidays are coming up. Everybody's gonna want a gift, so you gotta pick wisely. Who are you buying these gifts? Because I think that's the burn for some of these dates. So, now, and then we talk about what it is that we do, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming to the part of our situation where now 2 people are gonna come together and we're gonna ask some questions and we're gonna bring, our guest in. And we're going to start asking some questions, and we're going to just see how you 2 feel about certain things in life. So go ahead and put this on.
Okay.
I got your mic, man. Don't worry about it.
I'm glad you got a blindfold that matches all my other purple.
You know what I mean? You like you knew something. Somebody gave you the right email. There you go. All right. It's good. You got that thing Tupac tight now.
Yeah, I gotta get a little tighter. All right, there we go.
Cool. We was gonna get regular ones, but we didn't want to make anybody feel like we were gang affiliated. All right, so here you go. Here goes your mic.
I cannot see.
All right, so I'm gonna move a little bit. So the lady can get in. I'm gonna step on out the way a little bit. All right, I'm gonna stand over here.
What's that Netflix movie with Sandra Bullock? That's kind of what I feel like right now. Bird Box. I feel like I'm in the Bird Box right now.
Alrighty, we're bringing Amy back.
Let's do it.
Sit down. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Okay.
What do you want to say?
The mic.
Your mic is right there.
Will y'all let me know whenever we're live? Oh, we are? Oh, okay.
Okay, so Tony and I are going to help them, guide them through these questions, okay? So we're going to be off camera, and it doesn't matter. They can't see us, so it doesn't matter. They can hear us, but they won't see us. They can't even see each other, so it's all good.
It's all good, honestly. So there's no judgment here. They can't see each other anyway. The only thing we'll be judging is the words that they hear.
Yeah, what they say, how they say them, if there's body language involved. I mean, we'll be able to judge. They won't be able to judge just yet. But
Right.
So I told you guys, I know you guys are staring at them, waiting for them patiently to start talking. But this is time for me to tell you about the promo code that is happening. Okay, so the promo code for today is going to be Cookie Jar. Okay, once again, the promo code is Cookie Jar for you to get $10 off your ticket. We have our guests laughing. They made me chuckle too. But I'm being for real. The promo code is real for $10 off your ticket for tomorrow's speed dating event at Blush. Just FYI. Promo code Cookie Jar.
Those cookies.
Alrighty, so this is what we got for you guys. Okay, so you guys will get to ask each other 5 questions of your choosing. The only thing that you can't ask, at least not right now, okay? You can do this after, but not right now. So afterwards, okay, so you cannot ask each other your age, okay? Don't ask your age. Don't ask your name. And don't ask about what your occupation is. So just keep that in mind, okay? So don't ask age, name, occupation, okay? So we're going to go one person at a time, and we're going to start it off with our male guest.
Ladies, don't go first.
Not this time.
Not this time? Oh, okay.
Not
Okay.
this time.
All right. So.
You have a really nice voice.
Oh, why? Thank you. I
commented on the voice. This is why they're blindfolded.
I'm almost glad I'm blindfolded right now.
Oh my gosh, what are you guys thinking about? Oh my God.
All right. This is an excellent start. First question. Can you see me? No, that's not the first question. Just don't answer that because I just want to make sure you're not cheating.
I'm not. I don't cheat.
Okay. First question. When was the last aha moment that you had and what was it about?
Ooh.
That would be within the last probably month. I experienced a significant healing and kind of growth moment in my life, and I realized that I am capable of doing more than what I give myself credit for.
Most excellent. I like that answer.
So my first question for you is, if you could give yourself any superpower, what would you give yourself and why?
Well, aside from the superpowers I currently possess,
I don't know what those are.
Okay.
So
I would probably, I would probably go with super strength, like Superman. I think that there are a lot of good things that I could do in the world. Show people that they can do things that they can beyond their wildest dreams, and inspire people, which is something I do like. I do enjoy doing.
I am often inspired by muscles. So
So that's my turn, right?
You have concluded.
That is my final answer. Yes.
Oh, he's concluding his turn. Okay,
I
okay.
conclude. I concur, Doctor.
You know, actually, you're just in luck. How about you ask one more, please?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Who's that?
Oh, we're still addressing the male. I want the male guesses.
Another question for me.
Yes, we want you to wrap up with one more question.
One more question.
One more
Excellent.
question, then we'll turn it over.
What was the last book that you read, and would you recommend it to me? What?
What?
Oh.
Why not?
We'll talk about that later.
Why would you not? What's wrong with that?
I cannot remember the last time that I actually read a book. I am reading, it's a short, like, devotional self inspiration book, but I would not recommend it to you because it is more focused towards the females. So I don't think that you'd find
I am a male. I am, yes.
I hope so. I did read, there's a kid's book that I read just for lightheartedness because sometimes I need it after a long day at work. I just can't remember the name of it, but I would recommend it.
I recommend Sideways Stories from Wayside School. That's an excellent children's book.
Ooh, I like
Excellent.
Shel Silverstein poems.
Ooh, Where the Sidewalk Ends. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
But
I have spaghetti for shoelaces. When I run, I make funny faces. Shel Silverstein.
there was a poem that I had to memorize in second grade, and I still remember it to this day. I was not great at memorizing them when I was younger, but do you want me to recite to you what I had to memorize?
I want nothing more in the world right now
Okay.
than to hear that.
I don't remember the name of it, but forgive me here. It says, we gave you a chance to water the plants. We didn't mean that way. Now zip up your pants.
Nice.
And I recited it to my whole second grade class, and the teacher was definitely not.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, I'm probably blushing right now.
Blushing, I tell you, it matches. I think what he has on.
Oh,
I was like, a smile?
But you guys have no idea, so.
We don't.
I really don't. I really don't.
That's totally okay. We know what you look like. Our viewers know what
That's
you
all
look
right.
like. That's what we're going to keep it.
And I love polka dots and stripes like the next person.
Is it my turn to ask a question now?
Oh, it very much is. We're getting right into you in just a second. Okay, just want to remind the followers who are watching. Thank you guys for watching. A reminder, promo code for tomorrow's event is cookie jar. Okay, we've been talking about it today. Just a reminder, cookie jar for $10 off your ticket tomorrow. Speed dating event. Alrighty. Okay, now, female guest. Now it is your turn to ask your questions.
Okay, so my next question is, what characteristics do you value most in the people you allow to be around you and spend time with?
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, she's just going for it.
A couple of things. I very, very much appreciate very deep conversation. Some of my closest friends call me multiple times a day, and we talk for 20, 30 minutes at a time.
Ooh, somebody who stays on the phone?
I do. Yes, I do. I've vacillated on this, but I think at this point in time, I do prefer an actual phone call. And so someone who enjoys having deep conversation, I'm not one that goes in for much chit chat. I'm just not even good at that.
I beg to differ.
You sound really good to me, man.
So conversation is something that's very, very important to me. Also, someone that has some semblance, some modicum of a sense of humor. I do not take myself very seriously most of the time, and I think there's a healing power in laughter, and so I integrate into a lot of what I do, and it's very, very important to me. And so someone that is not so serious that they just can't get a joke or appreciate a bad celebrity impression here and there. So humor, conversation, and I think a level of understanding that, you know, I, as a human being, am not perfect in any shape or means, and that I make mistakes and whatnot, and that from time to time, everyone needs a little bit of grace. And so I think understanding, conversation, and humor are three of the things that, of the people that are closest to me, are common characteristics.
Can I take my blindfold off and meet this man?
You will. It's coming up so close.
Speaking of that.
We will help you take them off, but not right now. Continue your question.
Okay. Additional questions. Let me think here. When was the last time that you could tangibly feel an improvement in some aspect of your life, and what did that make you feel?
Because we're both blindfolded right now, it is going to come off very innuendo-y, but I spent the last year and a half learning how to run, or just becoming more physically active.
Oh.
And I didn't notice the changes that were occurring physically with my body until I transitioned from like short summer season to where I had to put my pants on, and I was just like, these don't fit the way that they did. But what I kept seeing in the mirror was the same silhouette, not realizing that my effort and consistency had paid off. So that felt pretty great to experience. And, you know, the downside is clothes aren't cheap. So I've had to kind of re-up my wardrobe, but
That's wonderful.
it was empowering to acknowledge the work and effort that I put in.
Good for you. Good for you.
Congrats for
I like that.
Yeah, little snaps for that. When you said the word "feel" there, I was like, "Whoa!"
I know.
That deep radio voice. I didn't know where you was going. That was you felt. So I was like, "Hey, you got that kind of thing going on right now." You haven't paid the promos. That's good questions. Good questions. Good stuff. But yeah, continue.
Is it my turn now?
Yes.
All right.
Please continue your questions, female guest. Mysterious guest. Yes, we did not know.
I'm curious, based on the response to my last question. What is your best celebrity impression?
Yo, give him that Stallone. I know you got it.
Oh gosh, it's gotta be. Oh man.
Even if you gotta throw your chin to the lip like he did, it's okay. Like
It's gotta be a tie between Arnold or Christopher Walken.
Oh,
I'm intrigued. Can you elaborate? Maybe.
So when you go on a date, normally you might order an appetizer. So what do you think your appetizer might be? And then but if you go down to BJ's restaurant, the brewery, you have to order the one with all the meat on it. But then the helicopter comes and you got to get down, Danny, get down.
I want schnitzel and a bench press right now. So bad.
I know, superhero muscles.
Danny, get down. No.
Number one is an actor.
So, like I said, bad celebrity impressions.
Alrighty, female guest. You got one more question. One more to ask.
Can I ask the question?
Go with that.
The question, is it the question?
It is the question.
Okay.
I was wondering if for a quick minute if I could hold your hand.
You want to hold my hand?
Yeah.
Like the Beatles song?
Yeah. Are you?
Touch is cool.
Is this allowed?
Yeah, go for it. I was trying to check the rules, see if we were still clear. We still clear. You in the? Yeah.
His hands aren't sweaty. That's nice.
No, they're only when I do yoga.
Arnold's questioning impersonation. I'm sure it's not pretty beefy.
This is nice, y'all. I never thought being live on YouTube blindfolded holding someone who's a complete and utter stranger would be such a nice experience. Thank you for this.
Yeah.
This fits right in with my life story that my friends are probably watching right now.
Yeah, my brother's watching this, I think.
Right, and the nice two-pine jackets with the polka dots. That's dope.
Yeah.
We don't have to continue if you don't want to. I was just curious.
I mean, I'm okay.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I am.
Oh, okay.
I don't hate it. Yeah.
All right, so that moment is here. So y'all can keep holding hands.
You can keep holding
That's
hands.
fine.
Wait, hold on. Let's stop holding hands, because if we take our blindfolds off and then we stop holding hands, it might send the wrong message.
I agree.
I mean, as long as y'all not like siblings or something like that, you should be all right.
Nope.
Okay, hopefully you guys didn't.
Am I
do
supposed to
this
keep my
too
eyes
crazy.
closed?
Actually, you should.
Yeah, keep your eyes closed.
Both of you keep your eyes closed, so it's
Okay.
not unfair for one or the other.
I can tell by where you tied this, you used to gangbang.
Are we going to introduce ourselves after?
Keep your eyes closed.
My eyes are closed.
As I take this blindfold off.
It's bright.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes and look at each other.
Hi.
That is the
Hello.
mystery voice. That was the mystery voice the whole time.
We're supposed to introduce ourselves now?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
I'm Amy.
I'm Chris.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. I feel like we know so much about each other, and we've just seen each other for the first time.
But I experienced your celebrity impression.
There's many more where that came from.
I'm intrigued.
Many more.
Oh my gosh, that was so adorable. That was so cute doing this live. Take it off your blindfolds. That was super, super cute. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like we all learned something here today, whether it was cookie jarring or Amy talking about her grandma's cookie jar. However you want to take that as you will.
Your grandma invented cookie jarring?
No.
She's the first one to introduce me to cookie jar.
She had a cookie jar.
She was like actually the literal
Yeah, it was a
beginning of
little
the
cookie jar that was a wedding gift. So I know. I'm just
Someone
gonna.
had a great childhood. I grew up a little different. It was just a little cookie tray that just kind of sat in the kitchen or something. It was just there. You just kind of pull from the bag and it's just kind of close it back up. Somebody got the little Ziploc bag and put it back. To actually have a cookie jar, like
Everybody has different life experiences, so everybody's cookie jar might look different.
Yeah, definitely. Now that I'm in my adult life and I have to splurge around and look at the different things in stores now. Like I forget the darn name. What's the one that started with the K?
Kmart? Those don't exist.
I know.
Yeah, those don't happen anymore.
You know what? The shoe was the one that I think that had that you actually see the actual like cookie on the jar. I was like, this is what it looked like. I was like, yo, this thing is bigger than what I thought. Gotta give me one of these next time I nightstand. But yeah, this was pretty dope, man. To actually see people, you know, honestly have no type of biases at all. Just pure, chemistry. You know, not really, no judgment at all, just actually liking each other, just what you hear. You know what I mean? So people out there that's catfishing people, look, it can happen. You can actually meet somebody, you know what I mean, and actually see them, get that FaceTime going. You might actually like somebody, you know what I mean? And like I said, it was honest. They never met each other before, and they was able to come here and actually just have organic questions being asked. And it was all over the place, from impressions, what did you read in second grade? You know what I mean? Who asks that stuff? But when you just want to know somebody, get interested, you never know where it goes, and it could actually have a good turnout. Everybody's worried about the negative turnouts, where but these are positive, good turnouts. And so that's what we do here at Dating Dog. We put a positive spin on dating. So keep checking out what we have for more. What do you have?
Yes, just a reminder, thank you guys for tuning in. This was so much fun. And a reminder one more time, the promo code is Cookie Jar for $10 off this speed dating event tomorrow. Thank you all so much for joining. And just a reminder, if you want to show your support, keep this podcast running, you can donate to our Venmo tag, okay? That'll be at the Dating Doc. And I'm Nadia. This is Tony.
Tony's in the house.
And our awesome guests, Amy and Chris. Thank you all for watching and stopping by tonight. See you guys next time.
Is that it?